On today's episode, we're going to be talking about is weaknesses that new entrepreneurs face when they first get into the field of entrepreneurship. Because at the end of the day, when you are at your beginning stages as an entrepreneur, it's a lot of things that you don't know because you don't have the experience within the field that you enter. You don't have you only have limited resources. You don't really have the network connections. When you first beginning off, I'm not saying this is for all new entrepreneurs, but for most that's beginning off in the early stages, don't have the tools that they need. So there's a lot of things that they have to learn as they go as an entrepreneur. So that's what we're going to be addressing in this episode 43 today. So make sure y'all tap in to the NVest brand Podshow for today, guys. Grand rising to all my entrepreneurs and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for tapping in to another Invest Brand Pod Show for today, guys. Today we're going to be talking about, in this episode number 43, is weaknesses that new entrepreneurs face when they get in the field of entrepreneurship and what have you. But before I jump into the topic, you know what time it is, man. If you're watching this playback of our show on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Invest Brand Pod Show. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And make sure you hit that like button, man, because we want to let the algorithm know that this is a real pod show that we doing over here. And also, if you listening to the playback of this show on our Spotify channel, make sure you hit that follow button, guys. Hit that follow button for us so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also investbrand.com is down right now. We took it down, making a couple changes to the landing page and what have you. So it's going to be back up shortly and what have you. So we're doing a little changes there, and we also working on the new site, to launch a new site. So we just waiting on a little product to get back and what have you, so we can do our updates and add the new products that we need on there and what have you. So we slowly but surely we gearing up to relaunching and what have you. A little bit of setbacks here and there and what have you, but we're not going to let setbacks stop us. No setbacks. We're not going to let it stop us and what have you. We're just going to continue to push forward. We're going to continue to push these pod shows out to you from the time being and what have you, because we want to keep our community informed that we coming back with the relaunch of new products and what have you. So you won't be disappointed on that end. But investbrand.com will be back up in these coming days and what have you, unless something transpire and what have you. But other than that, man, guys, I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And you know what time it is when we get back. We're going to drop that segment, Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you guys what the quote means. But other than that, man, guys, make sure you tap back in to the Invest Brand Pod Show. Well, Welcome back to the Invest Brand Pod Show, man. Thank y'all for tapping back in with me on this show for today, guys. Like I said, today's show, we're going to be talking about weaknesses that new entrepreneurs face, what have you. But before we jump into the topic for today, we're going to get into that segment we call Quote Me on That, where I read you a quote and I explain to you what the quote means. So for all my entrepreneurs out there, my go-getters, people out there pursuing their goals, betting on themselves, trusting themselves, and what have you. And today quote that I bring to you is: failure is a temporary detour, not a dead-end street on the path to success. Let me read that one more time, just in case you didn't understand it or hear what I said when I read the quote. So the quote is: failure is a temporary detour, not a dead-end street on the path to success and what have you. So basically what the quote is: don't think as failure as being a dead end, that is all over with. Like I said in many shows, we think because we failed, it's the end all to be all and what have you, but it's not. Failing or failure is a learning opportunity, a learning experience. Now you can learn of things that you did wrong, things that you need to do better, things that you can implement to make sure that your business or whatever you're trying to build is going to succeed and what have you, right? So once you figure that out and you find out and you learn and add and apply the solution to the problem and what you did to cause the failing part of what you were trying to do, then you'll be right back on the path of succeeding and what have you. So don't take it as failing as this the dead end. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. No, it's just a temporary thing until you learn how to get back to the path that you was on to succeed and what have you. So other than that, man, guys, that's what the quote mean. So we're going to tap into the topic for today. Like I said, is we're going to be talking about weaknesses far as entrepreneurs and what they face when they first, get into the field of entrepreneurship. When you building your business, you building your brand and what have you, it's a lot of things as a new entrepreneur that you may not know. It's a lot of things that you may face, but at the same time, that's part of it, right? Because we don't know. We don't know the resources that's out there for us that's going to be able to help us. We don't have the network yet because we don't have the people within we can reach out to yet, right? Because we learn it. We are in our learning phase. We in a new phase of entrepreneurship, and a lot of entrepreneurs start out like that. Not saying all, because you have some that started off at a great spot where they may have mentors or they knew other entrepreneurs that were successful that helped them along the way to teach them and what have you. A lot of entrepreneurs don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of rough ends, a lot of rough days, just learning what to do as an entrepreneur and what have you. But it's okay, because if you're willing to learn and put in the work, you're going to succeed as an entrepreneur. No way you're going to let yourself fail and what have you. And that's the beauty of it as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I'm a new entrepreneur as far as really building a brand. You know what I'm saying? I've been an entrepreneur, did a lot of other different entrepreneur endeavors and what have you, but this is officially something that I want to build that's going to be something that's major, some of a brand, you know what I'm saying? So this is not just something that I'm doing as an entrepreneur. This is actually a brand that I'm building. So I'm going to do what's best for me so I can grow. As I grow as an entrepreneur, your business, your brand going to grow and what have you, because you're going to learn new things. So we're going to dive into some things that entrepreneurs, the weaknesses that they have at the beginning stages. And at the end of the day, you can turn your weaknesses to strengths. Right. That's if you're willing to put in the work to do that and what have you. So you got to be an entrepreneur that's want to do that. So new entrepreneur often faces various challenges and weaknesses, which is number one on my list is lack of experience. And that's a given. When you're a new entrepreneur, you enter into the field, it don't matter what you're doing, you don't have experience. So you have lack of, until you apply the knowledge and you start learning new things that's going to help you along the way. And once you start getting your feet wet into that field that you are doing, you're not going to have experience. But once you continue to work, continue to grind, and continue to do things within the field of what you're doing as an entrepreneur, you're going to gain experience. Through experience, you gain knowledge. And through knowledge, you can apply to making you a better entrepreneur and what have you. So it's a lot of things that you may not know in that specific industry that you are in as an entrepreneur. And that's a part of learning, getting around people who's already within that field that's has success and what have you, that can teach you, that can show you ways to avoid the pitfalls, avoid the rough ends. Not saying that you may still have pitfalls and what have you, but you're going to have less of. You're going to know how to avoid things that may cause you to fail or what have you. So it's very important that you get around people that's already running businesses that can show you how to run a business, that can show you how to keep your books, that can show you various things that's going to help you as an entrepreneur and what have you. Number two is limited resources, which, as an entrepreneur, many entrepreneurs have limited resources, right? We don't have the fortitude of multiple resources that we can pull from that can help us out, that can invest in our business, right? Yeah, we have family members, but how many family members that you can reach out and ask for like 5,000, 10,000 to invest in your business so you can get the things that you need so your business can run along the way you want it, right? You had to, most entrepreneurs had to build up to that through sales, or you working a 9 to 5 job, you got to put money to the side and help have your 9 to 5 job help fund your business. You have a 401k that you can pull from, tap into, that you can invest in your business, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur. Because like I said, we don't have the fortitude of people around us that have accessible cash that they can pull from, right? So it's very important as an entrepreneur, we don't have the necessary tools. We don't, have the limited, we don't have the capital to help us get the resources that we need to help us as an entrepreneur. Like I use this story many times. If you go back and listen to, I guarantee you, several of these pod shows, you can hear me talk about Damon John, because his story is an interesting story, right? Because he said he ran out of money 3 times. He had to close his business down. But the third time he had to make a decision whether he wanted to do this or not. But that third time he ended up eventually getting it right. He didn't have to close it down no more. And you see what FUBU grew into, one of the major brands back in the 90s and what have you, right? So when you don't have the capital and you have limited capital, you might have to do things like that to close down, but you're still not going to give up. You're still going to generate more capital so you can reopen your business and go. Because at the end of the day, he still had people he was running into the on the streets, asking about his shirts and stuff like that. So, like I said, people, once you gain that notoriety and people know who you are and what you're doing as a brand and what have you, people still going to ask, even though you might have to shut things down, you might have to change directions or do things a little bit differently. People still going to remember you, what have you. Number 3 is risk aversion. And what risk aversion is fear of failing, right? A lot of us have fear of failing as an entrepreneur because it's a lot of things that you may heard from people around you. You may have people around you tell you horror stories as they entrepreneur journey that they have, but they don't do it no more because they let failure stop them from moving forward and what have you, right? So a fear of failing going to tie into what decision making. Decision making was going to be one of the ones on this list, but I can tie this into this because your fear of failing is going to stop you from making the big decisions for your brand, decisions of where you need to do as an entrepreneur to potentially give you the opportunities or set you up for the opportunities that you may occur by making the decision for your brand, right? Sometimes you might have to take a risky decision. You might have to take a big decision, make a big decision to lead your brand in the right direction. But if you have a fear of failing, you're not going to take calculated risks to help your brand grow or help you grow as an entrepreneur, right? So your decision making is going to be somewhat of, you're going to be cautious, right? You're going to be conservative. And as a new entrepreneur, you can't afford to be conservative because you got to go all in. You have to make decisions because you want your business to grow. You want to grow as an entrepreneur. So you don't want to allow fear of failing to stop you from going forward, right? Like I said, failure is a part of it, but that's a learning experience for you. You can use it as a learning experience, learn from what you did wrong and add the solution to the problem so you can move forward and grow as an entrepreneur. So risk aversion is number 3 on the list. On Entrepreneurs Today, we're going to be talking about 10 proven ways to generate passive incomes. That's for all my entrepreneurs out here, people looking for ways outside their 9-to-5 job to be able to make extra income and what have you, or you on your entrepreneur journey. So this is 10 proven ways, things that you can do to generate passive income. And this is coming straight from entrepreneur.com. So I'm gonna leave the link up in the description, so y'all can have a chance to look at it. But the 10 proven ways that they have far as you can do to make income is number one on the list that they have is start up an online business. Number two, affiliated marketing. Number three is start a YouTube channel. Everybody have a YouTube channel, right? So start a YouTube channel. Number four is open a paid membership business. Number five, make a print on demand, design shirt business, offer software as a services. Whether if you're a tech, coding, you can build websites for people. Number six, did I say number six already? Yeah, I did say number six, right? Number seven is create online courses, which we see a lot of online courses nowadays. So if you have skill, knowledge in something, you can make your online course, man. Get people to come. Knowledge, man, knowledge. Number eight is create no-code apps. There's a lot of websites out there that you can create no-code apps. So people that you don't know how to code or build websites, you can go to the site and they have templates and things prefixed in there where you can build your own app on your own with no apps. Number nine is publish an ebook. You know what I'm saying? For all the writers out there, publish you an ebook. And number 10 last is write a book. Write a book. So if you like to write, you have stories to tell, what have you, write you a book, guys, man. So that's 10 proven generated passive incomes that you can start for yourself. If you're looking for income outside your business, or you're looking for something to do as an entrepreneur and you haven't found something to do, this would be a great way to start it. But other than that, guys, man, let's get back to the show, man. Invest Brand Podshow. Yep. Number four is time management, because if you are a new entrepreneur, right, you have multiple responsibilities. You're trying to grow a brand because you don't have the team. You don't have the team at the time starting off, because a lot of us don't have the team, money, the capital to afford to buy a team, unless you have people that's going to work for you just because they want to see you succeed and what have you, right? Or people want to be with you at the beginning stages of you building this brand. But most of the time, it's going to be by you building this brand. You're going to be doing everything. So it's going to be multiple things that you're going to do as an entrepreneur. And it's going to be challenging, especially if you're a part-time entrepreneur and you're working a 9 to 5, right? You're not a full-time entrepreneur. It's going to be a lot of decision makings you're going to have to make, especially with a family. You're going to have some nights, it's going to be long nights. Some nights you might have to stay up late as the family goes to sleep. You might have to get up early. You might have to stay up late to work on things, to get things done, because I understand you have to put in quality time with the kids, quality time with your significant other. There's a lot of things that you're going to face as a challenge when it comes to time management, but you don't want to burn yourself out, because once you burn yourself out, it might take longer for you to get back to where you need to go as an entrepreneur, right? It's going to be a lot of times, like I said, man, time management is going to be one of them things you're going to have to figure out a balance too. You're going to have to balance it out. You're going to have to find a way to balance your personal life out with your entrepreneur life and what have you, right? And like I said, it's going to be some things you might have to wake up early to get things done, or you might have to stay up late to get things done, because you are trying to find a balance of what works out best for you as an entrepreneur and what have you. So that's one of them, time management, especially, balancing a lot of responsibilities, because we understand a lot of entrepreneurs, you have a lot of part-time entrepreneurs that have jobs, and sometimes your job can have mandatory overtime. Your job can become a lot, the workload and what have you. Now you're working later days. You have to stay over, and you're not getting home till late. So now you have to put in quality time as well as you tired, but you still, as an entrepreneur, you don't have that team. You don't have that fortitude of just, putting days off. Or delegating responsibilities to others while you are doing other things to make sure things are getting done or what have you. Number 5 on my list is networking. So you want to also get to the point where you want to be able to have building professional networking relationships and what have you. And when you starting off, you don't have a network of resources that people you can reach out to, that you can call on to probably help you with a venture of yours, far as your brand and what have you, right? Or you can reach out to and ask questions. Yeah, you can go and hire mentor and what have you, but a lot of us don't have that capital at the beginning stages to get a mentor, right? Sometimes a mentor might cost you $5,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on what mentor you have, right? So it can cost you, and who we don't have that, especially when we're not making sales yet, or we not generating, our brand's not generating money yet, right? So you have to do whatever you have to do far as networking. You have different brands out here that can help you along the way, where they may only charge $100 a month for community branding and what have you, right? So different little things you may find out there that you can join. Matter of fact, you can join for free. You have communities on Facebook that you can join of entrepreneurs and what have you that can help you out and what have you, but you don't have that many established connections at all, right? But as an entrepreneur, as you move forward, and that's why it goes for you to go out to different seminars, different little things that's going on to build that networking connection, so you can have people to reach out. Because trust me, you have other successful entrepreneurs out here that love helping new entrepreneurs get on their feet, help showing them the way, right? You have people out here that have courses that, like I said, that can help you along the way with that. Whatever you need to do to help build because this task can definitely be challenging, because especially if you are introvert, right? You know, you don't really like to talk a lot, get into community settings. This might be something can be challenging for you, but you have to get out of your comfort zone and learn how to tap into your extrovert side, so you can be able to build that networking connection up with people, so you can have that on your side. Number 6 is marketing and sales. Marketing and sales is one of the major things that people don't know how to do, especially as a new entrepreneur. Market your business, narrow down the gaps so you can know what direction or knowing what avatar of people you trying to market to, because you can't market to everybody, because everybody don't want your brand. So you got to find that right marketing, right group of people to market it toward your brand towards and what have you, right? So once you learn how to market, and definitely you learn how to sell, because it's different. Like, it goes to human psychology. When you learn that in different colors that draw people in within to buying, to making them feel comfortable, to buying from you and what have you. So when you learn different sales strategy, when you learn how to market your business and you learn how to sell, where you can sell anything, you gonna go. That's gonna go a long way for your brand. That's gonna be one of the golden nuggets that's gonna just help your brand shoot off. Once you learn how to market and learn how to sell, your brand gonna be unstoppable, right? It's gonna be unstoppable because you're gonna know what type of market you can market to and how to market to them and what have you. That means you can build other different brands outside of one you have, because you can use that same blueprint to implement to your other brands, because you know what to do. You got the right steps, the basic blueprint to implement things within to build other brands and what have you. So they can generate multiple sales. So that's a beautiful spot to be in. Once you tap into that and you turn that weakness into a strength, marketing and sales is one of the things you definitely want to have as a strength. Marketing and sales, guys, is something you want to be able to find and retain customers. You learn how to do that, which is difficult. It's difficult. So once you learn how to do that, man, it's going to be solid for you as an entrepreneur, right? And the last thing that I have on my list is financial management. A lot of times people have poor financial management skills and what have you. So that's why it's good to get around somebody who's good at financing, good at budgeting and what have you, because as a new entrepreneur, you want to be able to get a budget together that's going to be able to help you as an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, you're trying to gain money. You're trying to put up money so you can invest in your business, because if you don't have any money to invest in your business, then you're not going to be able to grow your business. It's simple as that. You're not going to be able to have any type of cash flow or financial comfort where you can be able to get the things that you need for your business order for you go. And especially if, say, for instance, if your business is growing, you generating the sales, but you still poor at making sure you have enough money to put back in your business, because at the end of the day, when you're starting off, you maybe not be able to pay yourself because all the money is going back to your business. But if you are not budgeting, you don't have a spreadsheet to where you're going to put the money towards and what have you, then it's going to be all over the place for you as an entrepreneur. So you want to be able to be stable, have financial security, and be stable at the same time as an entrepreneur when it comes to your financial being able to sustain as an entrepreneur and what have you. So it's very important, guys, to be able to do that. So those are various challenges and weaknesses that new entrepreneurs faces as an entrepreneur. But at the end of the day, that's part of growing. That's part of learning how to turn your weakness into strengths so you can become a better entrepreneur. It's a beautiful thing, guys. So to all my new entrepreneurs out there, it's part of learning. It's part of innovating yourself as an entrepreneur and taking yourself to that next level and grow. Because as you grow as an entrepreneur, your brand and your business going to grow as you grow. So if you're not growing, your business is not going to grow. Your brand is not going to grow. So that's the importance of making sure you stay on top of things, tapping into your strength, tapping into your entrepreneur strengths, and making sure you learning and you gaining the knowledge so you can turn your weaknesses to strength. So that is the show for today. Thank y'all for tapping into episode number 43, guys. Remember, make sure you subscribe to the show. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and also make sure you hit that like button and follow us on Spotify. You definitely can listen to this show on Spotify. Thank y'all for tapping in with me on this episode. We here Monday, every Monday, unless things change and what have you. But other than that, guys, make sure you tap into and join our Facebook Investor of Self community, guys. We also working on some Investor of Self shirts that you can buy. Investor of Self, that's what you guys are, investors of self. But other than that, thank y'all for tapping in to Invest Brand Podshow.